You see Newsom completely change the way he's campaigning.
Sure.
Completely change the way that he's campaigning. Rob, can you go to his Twitter account first? Let's kind of go through his Twitter account. And by the way, believe it or not, this is helping him. It's bringing eyeballs to his Twitter account. It's not like it's not working. So he's put this up there saying the Patriot Shop is now open. Look at the hats that he's got. It's literally everything that Trump does, he copied. Yeah. Newsom was right about everything. That's Trump's hat that he was wearing just last week. Trump is not hot, a real patriot. Newsom, 2026, even though he's not running in 2026, he's talking about the midterms. Go a little bit lower. One by one, he's taking shots at everybody, okay? One by one. He said, we just sold $100,000 worth of material. This is what Donald Trump was what? What does he say? Donald Trump was president during the last census, okay? So he's talking about the census. Every chance he gets, whether it's him, his team, or somebody doing it, it's calling him out. So the question becomes, is it working? Is it not working? Here's what Harry Anton has to say with data. And by the way, we report whether we like the news or not. We're reporting it for you. So go ahead and play this clip.
Get this. Up 450% in terms of the number of followers since mid-June. And it's not just on Twitter, X, where Newsom is gaining. Even on TikTok and Instagram, his followers are up over 1 million since January alone. My goodness gracious. And more than that, Laura, more than that, what about Google? What about those Google searches for him? Get this, daily Google searches for Gavin Newsom up like a rocket. What are we talking about? Since June 1, up 1,300%. Compared to August 1st, look at that, up 500%. So the bottom line is, in politics, especially if you're thinking of entering in 2028, it's all about generating attention. And so far, Gavin Newsom has done a good job at generating attention.
Yeah. The Democrats want it.
Do Democrats want it? Okay.
Do Democrats want it? Of course they do.
What do you mean?
Like, do Democrats want it? Do they want a Gavin Newsom? Yeah, because they're freaking stupid. Look at...
they're not stupid, Vinny. They're not. We don't need to...
Well, no,
we have friends
Vinny,
that are Democrats. We have friends that are... What they are is, okay.
If they keep voting for these people...
Yeah, but we can't call them stupid. Like, we can't tell people they're stupid. Like, there are people that are born in a certain way, and they become Democrats, okay? You know, like, I'm sitting there right now, and I'm watching this video, Vinny, which is about parenting. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to play the clip here in a few minutes. I didn't even find a way to go to it. I just want to make sure we're not going out there calling all these guys dumb, stupid, all this other stuff. I had a girl in my office one time. She's the spouse of one of our guys, ex-spouse of one of our guys. And we're sitting there, and I'm asking her. She's a diehard AOC person. This lady can't stand me. She does not like me at all, okay? Everything that happened, she's pushing the guy away from me, okay? So I said, let me ask you, when you were in school, were you a English person, literature person, or were you a science person? Were you a math person? I hated math. Really? What did you like? I love English and I love journalism. I like writing. Fantastic. What else did you like? Did you like chemistry? Did you like physics? Hated it. What did you like? Like I told you, writing is what I like. English is what I like. Okay. I watched this video that's talking about parenting. I learned, whether we like it or not, people are born a certain way. Some people are more cutthroat. Some people are more logical. Some people are more emotional, okay? They're not stupid. They're born that way. Mm-hmm. I've come to the conclusion. Trust me, they're not stupid. You are born that way. I run an insurance company. I'm watching everybody. We come out with announcements. It's the right announcement. Mm-hmm. But somebody says, that's not fair to those people. Mm-hmm. That's not fair to that person. And typically that's not fair was to the people that are not working the hardest and they're just kind of wanting everything to be easy. Mm-hmm. So it is not a stupid thing. Believe it or not, we're trying to force these people to change. They're emotionally more caught up by the feeling. The question I got for you is, do you think the approach he's taken, Newsom, Vinny?
Yeah.
1,000% up, June.
Yeah.
500% up, August. 450% up, activity on social media. Do you think this is going to work for him to be the leading candidate for 2028?
Yeah.
You think he's going
because I called it that he's going to be the front runner for the 2028. I don't think I know Tom's JB Pritzker with the money and I get that angle. And you know what? And you're actually right. I don't think that they're stupid. What's the word, Pat? If you're just blind,
emotional,
loyal to the party, meaning and you're right. You're right about what I don't think that they're all stupid. I take that back. What do you call a person that is just loyal to the party, but sees the crime, the border, the lying. They know exactly who he is, but they're still going to vote for this guy because it's not the other side. What would you call them? You know what I mean? Instead of stupid, what do you call somebody that knows that the ship is sinking and they're still going to jump on the ship because the ship has their name on it, has their group's name?
This is what I've learned.
Yeah.
This is what I've learned. And Tom, I'm going to come to you because there's a lot of other clips that, Rob, can you find a couple of the clips from Newsom? The old mayor interview when he didn't want to talk about anything, or, you know, there's a couple clips I'll show you about Newsom that's just embarrassing. And it's so old. I don't even know who sent it yesterday. Was it Humberto who sent?
It was me. When he
what
was
a great clip you sent.
This is when he was mayor.
Yeah. So there's a couple of them. There's 3 clips. There's a debate moment. There's that clip. We have to see it. But you know, Vinny, this is what it is. This is what it is. Do you think there are people that if we get the worst Republican candidate ever, criminal, terrible guy, horrible human being, they're still going to vote Republican?
Yes.
Yes. What percentage?
90%.
Of the current Republicans?
Like, are going to vote for somebody.
What do you think, Tom? What would you say?
So people that are dyed in the wool that don't cross.
No matter what, they're going to vote Republican, and no matter what, they're going to vote Democrat.
My understanding is that there's 24% on the GOP side and about 27% of the total voting on the Dem side that will stay red or blue no matter what.
No, so that's a no matter what, right? So you know what conclusion I've come up with?
That's what you're asking.
That's
right?
what I'm asking. Yeah. The conclusion, I actually put it at 40-44, okay, give or take. 40%
That's party
of
affiliation, but you're asking me for the no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're right. And let's qualify both.
Okay, that's
party affiliation, 40 Republican no matter what, 44 Democrat no matter what, okay?
Yeah.
So when you look at these two things and you say, well, what's wrong with you? What's this? What's that? I'm telling you, I'm going to show you this clip by this doctor that's going to break it down. You're trying to change people. You can't. You're not going to change this 40. You're not going to change this 44. They're going to drive you insane. If you truly want to make change in the world, and it's taken me 46 years old, having worked with so many different personalities, you're literally only dealing with 15 to 20% of people that you're talking to. Everybody else, it doesn't matter what you say, you're not changing them.
Yeah.
You're dealing with 15 to 20% of people. The 40 and 44% that ever change on both sides, it's because someone offended them, somebody from their own party let them down. Like if you're seeing right now, hardcore conservative, pro-Zionist, pro-Jewish, all of a sudden hardcore anti, what happened? You got offended, somebody did this, and guess what? There's nothing you can do about it. You're not going to change that guy. You're not going to change that girl. It's just not going to happen, right? Or a massive crisis happens in their life. Death in the family, betrayal, some kind of a letdown, some kind of a chaotic situation. So my focus has been trying to talk to the people in the middle that will sit there and say, well, I didn't know that. Is that really exactly what happened? Yeah. So to me, what I think with what Newsom is doing, this is the case study on how I'm looking at this, Tom. I'm looking at this, okay, go to 2027, 2028. All of these videos are going to recirculate. Rob, play any one of them that you have, okay? Play which one? Okay, this is the interview. By the way, it's uncomfortable to watch it, okay? It's uncomfortable to watch. Keep going until it starts. All right, watch this here. Starts from here. Right off the bat, watch what he tries to do. He's a mayor here. I don't know what the year is. This could be 06-ish. Right, if we can find the
this is the
for it.
Instant redirect, right?
Yes. Yeah. So watch within 3 seconds, watch what Newsom does and see if that reminds you of him today. Go ahead, Rob.
Mr. Mayor, good to see you. Let me start by asking you, where have you been?
$522.2 million shortfall. Last year we had a 570.
Wait a minute.
5.6. Hank, I'm here to talk about tomorrow, today and tomorrow. Now, yesterday I've been working my tail off. I've been out. I think I had 69 public events in the last 2.5 weeks.
You know, I heard you say that on the radio today, and then I asked your staff, well, where's the printout? Where are these events? And your press person said, well, this is stuff he just goes to.
Yeah, these are all public events, so.
But look, you know the criticism that you have been dodging, not just the press, but also the public, that you have been sulking after dropping out of the governor's race, that you're having a temper tantrum. What do you want to say about it?
I want to say that I've been working my tail off. I've been here focused in San Francisco. I think I was gone 2 days out of the city in the last 3 weeks. We've done 69 public events. I've been as engaged or more engaged than ever. I don't read the press. It is comical, some of the things that have been written.
So the cartoon in the Chronicle that depicted you as a crying baby with the headline, Mayor, Mayor, off the wall, you didn't see that?
No.
You didn't see it?
Who reads that stuff? I don't read that stuff. I focus on work.
Okay.
I focus on getting things
Go to the
done.
last 20 seconds.
It's not just the press.
The way he walks off, Rob. Go back a little bit. Let's go a little bit forward. Go forward, right there. Okay, go ahead.
Deficit.
At the end, he couldn't leave the room fast enough.
Off the record, I'm amazingly disappointed. Amazingly. I just am, personally, you know?
Well, I did draw him out more about the
For asking questions.
Did you see what he says right here? He goes, just because you say off the record
Doesn't mean
that
it's
I
off the-
said
that
it.
I agree. Yeah.
You're exactly.
Yeah.
It just shows how long he's been doing
Oh
this.
man, he's
whole
amazing. He's
charade.
amazing.
And so the question becomes, Rob, if you want to play this other clip, when you go through these back to back to back, the question you ask is he still able to overcome this to go become a president? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, there was a point that they talked about the debate where the guy who's debating him, he says, listen, if his own best friend can't trust him with his wife, what makes you think you can trust him? Right? Make that a little bit bigger, Rob. Watch this clip. Go ahead.
Coming here on short notice. Want to make it clear that everything you've heard and read is true. And I am deeply sorry about that. I've hurt someone I care deeply about, Alex Turk, his friends and family. And that is something that I have to live with and something that I am deeply sorry for. I am also sorry
Rob,
that I've let the
audio's
people of
getting
San
very
Francisco
loud.
down.
Yeah.
They expect a lot of the
I don't know
mayor.
if he's going to explain this here
Well,
or
you
not.
know what it was, Rob?
Yeah.
It was him in
Lapse of
2005.
judgment
He had an affair with Ruby Tippy Rourke, who was his best friend's wife. Okay?
Best
friend's wife. And listen, and I know when people
So
say,
watch this clip on the debate. This is it, Rob. I just found it. Play this clip, Rob.
Sure.
This is during the debate, race for governor. His opponent says this to him.
this is awesome.
His opponent says this to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the question is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't trust Gavin with his best friend's wife, how can you trust him with your state?
Oh, wow. That is like
Best friends. I did not know that.
Oh, really?
Oh, he slept with his best friend's wife, campaign manager.
Bro.
Yeah. Like
That too. I mean, there's so many things
And you
that
know
we've
why
heard
he's-
about Gavin Newsom.
I bet you know why he
I've never
apologized. He
heard
got
this.
caught. He got caught. That's why you're
Right
apologizing.
there. So Newsom had an affair with his secretary, Ruby Rippy Tork, the wife of his campaign manager and good friend. On January 31st, 2007, Newsom's campaign manager and former deputy chief of staff, Alex, resigned after confronting Newsom over a sexual affair the mayor had with his wife in late 05. And it was done with. So, but here's the question.
Yeah.
What was Newsom in 07? What was Newsom in 07? What was Newsom in 2007?
Like a job title?
Mayor of San Francisco. At that
He was the
point?
mayor
What
of San
he?
Francisco that personally presided over a same-sex marriage that I believe he officiated with a judge on the steps of City Hall.
Perfect. So in 07, he was a mayor. That's all I'm
That's
asking, Tom.
correct.
I just want to know if he's a mayor. So he was a mayor in 07. So he goes from mayor to governor to recall winning again to now he'll be the leading candidate for 2028 Democratic. So here's what happens. And the real question for me, the more I'm processing this from the business standpoint, and I want to ask you guys, and butcher the argument, I want to see what angles you're going to take. So in California, it's not as if they're going to have a Republican beat him. It's not going to happen. And the guy that was standing to his left in the debate, I think that was Mayor Villagrosa. That was a former mayor of LA, by the way.
I remember,
Okay?
yeah.
So he lost to him. They chose him. The money's going to be behind him. The backing's going to be behind him. But the question becomes, the same exact way where a lot of Republicans had given up on Trump and they had said DeSantis is the one that's going to do it, because look at DeSantis, the way he did Florida, he did this, he was fighting, he was doing that. Is this going to work across the country, nationwide? I don't know. He just passed a gerrymandering that's going to be on the ballot on November 4th, which is going to make the state be 48-4 House of Representatives on the Democratic side. It's going to go from 43-9 Republicans to 48-4 Republicans. It's a monopoly California is going to have, right? Do you think the voters, not the 44%, not the 40%, do you think the middle 15, 16% is going to look at this guy and forget these moments? Or do you think these greatest clips are going to run against him in ways that he's going to be forced to disappear and never, ever run again? How shameless is this guy that none of that stuff's going to affect him to become a president? What do you think?
He's a completely shameless at a level that we haven't seen in politics in a long, long time. So I have 3 points. Point number one, the attention is working. He is getting the attention of Dems that are upset about the economy, upset about the way immigration is being handled, upset about the tariffs. They were scared about inflation, even though the facts didn't come true on it. And so those people were upset, and they love seeing a nationally visible Democrat fighting for them. And they love it that he's calling Trump names. So point one, the attention is working. They're coming to his socials. The second, we got to wait and look at the DNC. Bernie was leading until South Carolina, and the DNC said, we don't think Bernie's electable on a national stage. And I believe that is the opinion. And I'm not a supporter of J.B. Pritzker, and I'm not a tea leaf reader. I'm looking at real data from DNC. The DNC believes that J.D. Pritzker is the guy that's electable on a national scale. And I'll tell you why you can ignore Gavin Newsom. Because the DNC takes California's electoral votes for granted. We're going to win California anyway. We don't need Newsom to carry a key state. We want J.B. Pritzker here because what is surrounding Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Cleveland, and that's where the Dems need to have a resurgence of a visible candidate in those battleground states. So I think the DNC is going to pull strings on it. My third point is, to your point about who we can move, I'll give you two charts really, really quick. The first is, there's an organization, and I'm not plugging them, I'm just telling you what they do, Pat. The Johnson O'Connor Research Institute have been, I believe, in San Diego, and they have been forever doing analysis on human beings. And they will tell you that what you just said a moment ago is true. You have normal aptitudes that are with you when you're born, and you can cultivate them over your life, or you can fight them. An example of fighting. You have a very creative son, but it's like, doggone it, I was a doctor, your grandfather's a doctor, your uncle's a doctor.
Creating an enemy.
You can make a great doctor, and you can be safe and have a good career, and we'll help you get in. And you have a creative son, not gay, just to say creative son, who's into architecture. No, I'm saying that when I say creative, I'm not speaking code.
Vinny doesn't have a gay son, folks.
Who wants to be?
He was looking at
you know what I mean?
Really creative.
But you have a son that wants to be an architect. And the rest of the family is fighting his aptitudes. It's natural. The last thing that I'll take you to, Rob, I need the Arizona chart on the voter. There's been all this talk going on about, I just need the Arizona stats. Go back to Arizona right there. There's been all this talk about who's registering the most, who's not registering the most. And to your point about the 15 in the middle, would you like to know what almost the largest party in Arizona is? At 1.53, it is independents. Libertarians and Greens are small. Can you find me the exact numbers on that? I think we found that earlier on one of the links. It was the numbers for Arizona.
Tom, did you say 1.53 million is independents in Arizona?
That's correct. I want to find the exact
numbers.
Bigger
than Democrats?
Yeah. Amy and I covered this when we did Decision 2024,
that's
brought to you by Valuetainment. And
that's the part.
Yep. So I need that one in a second, Rob. But anyway, it is the independents are almost as large as the Republican registered in Arizona. And that, you're exactly right, is where the battle is made. Yeah. Now, go to the Gallup, Rob. The Gallup, take a look at this, Pat. You're right. These are the people since 2023. Who do you identify with? They're saying, who do you call you? So this is also the independents. This isn't how you're registered. Do you identify more right now as a Republican or a Democrat? And with all the mayhem and things that have been going on in the spring here,
This is Gallup.
Gallup
46%, no matter what, they still identify as Democrats.
That is correct.
And
Right now,
43% is Republican.
and you can see the surge that happened, the shift in Q1. That was, guess what? Q1 last year, that was the shift. The primaries, Trump comes back. And look at the surge as the people said, I really feel more like Republican. But guess what? 46, 43, that's only 89. There's your 11%, which is closer to 15%, where you're exactly talking a minute ago, where the battle is being fought.
I got it. Go ahead, Adam.
So the question is, does Gavin Newsom have a chance? What's the exact question here?
That is he to persuade that 10 to 15% that are just kind of on the fence, like, well, I don't know what message.
Will Newsom, with this approach that he's taken, will this work on the national scale, not just on California?
Yes, it will. Gavin Newsom is a snake oil salesman. We all know that. He's a version of American Psycho. He looks the part, he acts the part. Don't forget, we're a bunch of guys talking politics, talking current events, talking social issues. What we don't have on this stage right now, on this podcast, are females, are women. And there's a story here about the political divide between young men and young women. We use that as an example. Young men, if you look at the stat, I don't know if you can show this, Rob, they're like, men are moving more to the right and women are moving more to the left. Men are more conservative, women are more progressive. Not really. Men are actually just straight up in the middle. Rob, do you have that? Yep. Women have gone off the deep end politically. So we tend to think of, since Trump and since what's going on here, men have become way more conservative. That one right there. Right here, if you see the 0, that is the bottom line. This is young men in America. So if you're above 0, that means you're a little bit more liberal. If you're below 0, you're a little more conservative. Men are basically at the 0 line. They're not too liberal, they're not too conservative. That's the green line men. Women are off the deep end progressive. So what we're creating in this country since basically 2000 are angry, liberal, single, lonely, depressed feminists. Not my opinion. Facts don't care about your feelings. Numbers don't lie.
Numbers scream.
Words talk. Numbers scream.
They're screaming.
Men are not crazy MAGA extremists. They're just dudes who know what they do, who they are. Yeah. Women have gone not 10, not 20, not 30, 40% off the Richter scale. So you ask the question, does Gavin Newsom have a chance? You betcha. Is he good looking? Yes. Does he got great hair? Yes. Does he talk very handsy and do women compel him? 1,000,000%. So if you put up J.B. Pritzker's sloppiness against Gavin, women are going to pick Gavin. You put up name recognition. Don't forget about name recognition. Nobody knows Wes Moore. Nobody knows Andy Bashir. People hardly know Gretchen Whitmer. We all know Gavin Newsom. I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying he's qualified. I'm saying he'd be a disaster. But I'm saying he could win.
I think, Pat, to your question about that 10 to 15%, I hope, and that's why I think it's our job for podcasts like this and us to remind people who this person is, to show the receipts of who this person is, show them what they do. And Pat, just FYI, Rob, can you play that clip? I think it was CNN, that the Democrats have a deficit of play this clip, 4.5 million voters. See.
In all 30 states that track party registration. We're putting on the screen the data. It shows altogether Democrats have lost 2.1 million voters. Republicans have gained 2.4 million. That's a deficit that you have of 4.5 million voters.
So I'll apologize because I chose the wrong wording. Democrats aren't stupid. It's just this blind loyalty and not knowing the actual history and what this person is doing. I think it's a wake-up call to let these people know that 10 to 15. Guys, this is who he is. This is what he's about. Nothing is going to change.
Yeah, but you, for sure. But the angle I want to take is where I'm going with this is, I've always if I've had a goal on who I want to track to listen, is the guy in the middle that is still thinking about which way should I go. The guy that wants to be, that's fairly reasonable, that maybe was raised a Democrat and is like, let me tell you, some of this stuff just doesn't make sense to me, right? Why is this happening? That's all it is. Sometimes when you present the argument, the person listens to it, and then you're like, okay, now don't get me wrong. You need the marketing. You need all that other stuff. You need the shamelessness. You need all, I'm talking to Tony Robbins. I'm like, hey, he says, what do you think is the number one quality of somebody becoming a president? I say, you have to be shameless. He said, I never thought about it that way before. You have to be shameless to become a president. You have to know that. Think about what you're most embarrassed about, your mistakes the last 10 years, 20 years. Are you comfortable with everybody around the world talking about that, and you're still shameless enough to go out there and become a president? That's what you need. Trump has that. Newsom has that. Some of the people have that. I don't think Kamala had that. I think Kamala was, I think Joe Biden had it. Believe it or not, Joe Biden, some of the stuff, you go back and the guy was shameless as hell is what he was, okay? Yeah. By the way, Clinton, shameless. You want to go through a list? There's Hillary Clinton, the ultimate shameless. She just didn't win because she had a terrible personality. She wasn't attractive, but you need that quality. We want to show you the campus, especially those of you guys that are going to the vault. So if you've already bought a ticket, great. Rob's going to put the link here for you to go register. If you bought a ticket, you get to bring a guest with you just to see the tour. Some of you guys are going to be able to get on private jets and actually see what a private jet's like. And some of you guys are going to see some exotic cars. And I'm not just talking about some regular cars. I'm talking some very weird-looking cars that cost a couple $1 million. That'll be this Wednesday. If you haven't yet bought your ticket, we are literally 2 weeks away from the Vault Conference. This is when all of a sudden everybody starts buying the tickets and, oh, my God, I got to get the ticket. I got to go, which is great. But this is causing tickets to sell out as well. If you're somebody that hasn't yet purchased your ticket, go to thevaultconference.com, thevaultconference.com. Rob, can you put the link below? Thevaultconference.com. If we have a QR code for them to go there as well, get yourself a ticket. Generals will be able to network with around 400-500 people. Platinums and executives will get a tour by a couple of our associates. Anybody that's got a founder or CEO ticket, I'm going to be giving you a tour of the entire facility. Excited to see everybody here. We're going to have some hors d'oeuvres, some food. It's going to be you'll see stuff before a lot of other people will see it. So again, if you're in South Florida or surrounding, people are traveling from other countries here to just come for this. But if you haven't yet, go to thevaultconference.com, get your ticket, and go register with the link below. Add a guest. We'll see you here in 48 hours. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.